Some people conceive of Ezekiel chapter 1 as referring to some heavenly mothership, which is coming down with 144,000 angels, as it were, to save the 144,000 hosts of the children of Israel. And what I want to tell you guys is, whoever told you that needs to be fired. Because Ezekiel chapter 1 not only is not describing a ship or a mothership, but it's actually describing the keys to having and maintaining a prophetic experience, i.e., the keys to unveiling the methods employed to have a dream or vision. Ezekiel chapter 1 unveils the keys to prophecy. In the language of our oral tradition, we refer to it as Ma'aseh Merkava. Ma'aseh Merkava, which is the account of the chariot. In referring to the highest spiritual realms, or the highest spirit realm, and our ability to traverse or transcend our physical realm and be able to have such an experience, why does the oral tradition use the term Merkava? The oral tradition uses it because that's the very term the Bible uses. Watch this. In 1 Chronicles 20:18, in reference to those items used for the Ark of the Covenant, it says, and gold for the altar of incense, refined gold by weight, and gold for the pattern of the Merkava, the chariot, of the cherubim that spread out their wings and cover the Berit Yehovah, the Ark of the Covenant of Yehovah. Why is that? Why does the Bible, forget the oral tradition for a moment, why does the Bible refer to the Ark of the Covenant as a chariot? In Hebrew, Merkava. Why is it that the Ark of the Covenant is referred to as a chariot? Merkava. 1 Chronicles 28:18. I want you to think about this. What is so holy about the Ark of the Covenant? Is it the gold that it's encased with? Because you do know it's made of pure gold, overlaid, as it were, with pure gold. What is pure gold? For my family out there that love gold, we're talking about 24 carats. 24 carat pure gold. It is overlaid with pure gold. So is that why the writer refers to it as a chariot? Because it's made of pure gold? What does the Ark of the Covenant contain that makes it so special and holy? To the extent that if you're a non-Levite of a particular Levite clan, you can't even hold it unless you die. Remember Uzziah, who stretched out his hand to grab the Ark of the Covenant when it looked like he was falling? He had every intent and desire to do something good. He had great intentions, but as it says, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You was already forewarned. If you do not belong to this particular Levite clan, you cannot stretch out your hands to touch it. You will die. And he did confirm and find that out for himself. Why is the Ark of the Covenant so special that if you just touch it, being a person who is not gifted with that authority and access, permission, that you die? What makes the Ark of the Covenant so holy? In fact, what are the items in the Ark of the Covenant? I can tell you this. Inside the Ark of the Covenant, you have the rod of Moses, you have a copy of the Torah, you have manna, and you also have Eser Devarim, Halukot. Eser Devarim, Halukot. The 10 commandments, the 10 stone commandments, the tablets of stone, Halukot. Halukot Hadevarim. The 2 commandments, the 2 stones inscribed with Eser Devarim, the 10 Commandments. It is the Torah which makes the Ark of the Covenant so holy. And therefore, it is the Torah that causes the writer to refer to the entire Ark as a chariot. What does a chariot do? A chariot allows us to not just move, because I could move on a horse. A chariot allows us not just to traverse terrain, because I could do so on a donkey or a camel. But a chariot, I want you to follow me, it allows us to traverse through rough terrain. It allows us to move through the physical realm, earth, the world, in situations that call for what? War. Why do we use a chariot, number one? A chariot is used in war, physical warfare. So why is the Ark of the Covenant, which houses the most holiest item, the Torah, referred to as a chariot, which is a vessel of battle, a moving vessel of battle? Why? Because the Torah allows us to traverse the physical and spiritual realm, regardless of its moral standard, regardless of its moral standing. Torah equips us with those necessary armament, as it were, to guide and protect us from anything in the physical realm or the spiritual realm. And hence the Ark of the Covenant, which houses the Torah, is referred to as a chariot. A chariot allows you to move in a very unshaky, unpredictable environment, just like the Torah. A chariot affords you dexterity in times of trouble, just like the Torah. A chariot allows you to reach a goal and destination regardless of the terrain, just like the Torah, i.e., what is the goal of creation? The goal of creation is that man become one with his maker. That's even hinted at in the blue that you're told to put inside your fringes, your tzitzit. The blue, the word for blue in Numbers chapter 15, verse 38 is tekelet. Tekelet. I want you to go to the book of Psalms. I want you to go to chapter 119. And I want you to see that there's a verse in there that says, to every goal, to every goal, I have seen an end, but your commandments exceed limitation. To every goal, goal, I have seen an end, but your commandments exceed limitation. Without even needing to break down that verse, which is a beautiful verse to break down, let's just talk about this word for goal, because the word is taklit. Taklit, related to the Hebrew word tekelet. That means the blue that you're commanded to wrap and bind your fringes with. In Hebrew, that particular blue, because we have another word for blue, which is called chakol. Chakol. But the Torah doesn't use chakol for blue. It uses tekelet. Why? Because tekelet means purpose, aim, and goal. Remember, you are supposed to look at your fringes to remind you that you are under covenant with God, to remind you that you are to keep the commandments, to remind you that in keeping the commandments, you reach the goal of creation, because the commandment serves the purpose of binding you with the Creator. That's why the word for commandment in Hebrew, mitzvah, is rooted in the Hebrew word zewah, which means to bind. That's why the word for prayer in Hebrew, tefillah, is related to the word petil in Hebrew, which means to bind or to twist. Which is why the word for offering in Hebrew, korban, means to draw near. Why is it that the language used to describe that which causes us spiritual alignment with the Creator all allude to drawing near to God, korban, offering? Binding our essence to God, zevah, mitzvah, commandment. Becoming intertwined with His will, tefillah, petil, prayer. These are powerful concepts that we're reading in English and not taking in the full essence and context because we refrain from wanting to even discover the possibility of even wanting to learn our language.